Hey, what's up? I'm back with the video, and this video, I would just want to offer this that this is not for this is not for judgment or sympathy. It's just to introduce a discussion and a just to just to just for free thinking, open mindedness, to maybe potentially have just made part of. I think they say that like in anything, like even in high level like scientific experiments with like physics and chemistry, to observe something changes the nature of something. I think that's actually because we're part of what we're observing. So when we put our attention on something, we're now changing something that we had been a part of, but we're at least influencing something. So this is just for awareness. But I won't talk about my background, but I'll say that um I was once in a experience that could be appreciated as training. And someone said that you're now in the wheat sifting business. So the person. So this was like a reprieve. This was a religious service, a, re, a religious uh, fellowship that was attendant of a professional training. And the person referenced one part. I think it was like Peter. It might have been the disciple Peter speaking to Jesus. I'm not exactly sure which disciple, which allegory, which scene, um, which scripture. I'm not sure which one, but I think it had to do with Peter. It might have been between Peter and Jesus, but I'm not sure. Someone may know and could comment the scripture, but it was about sifting of wheat. I think Peter was going to have his wheat sifted, or he was said that he could have his wheat sifted, and this person said that to me. This person referenced that scripture and said, in the faith setting of people who are being trained, this is you're now in the wheat sifting business, and sometimes you will sift people's wheat, and sometimes you'll have your wheat sifted. He said that, and I want to say that um, if you think about so you think about marginalized people, right? So like a lot of people would look at me, like appear in a video, and then you might think about what my life, what I'm like as a person, what I've experienced as a person, what I'm capable as a person, what I'm appreciated for as a person, and what I'm not appreciated for as a person. You could take a lot of that in, and you would maybe reference your own life in that, or just your instincts. And there'd probably be some truth in all of that, and there'd also be some maybe some oversight, where you may not have seen things that I've contributed. You may not seen things that I've thought. You may not have seen things that I've said. You may not have seen places that I've been. You may not have seen mistakes that I've made. You may not have seen how I've recovered from those mistakes, learned from those mistakes, potentially repeated those mistakes. And so there's much that can be, there's much that is lost when you dismiss a human being. And So we actually need faith in all things, even considering one another. To completely appreciate and apprehend another being, a human being. You need faith, because by necessity you are not privy to the entire dimension of that being, because that's outside of your experience. That's a prerogative. Now, you've seen nothing of what you call. A lot of people would defer to things like God. You say you love God, you love Jesus, you love Allah. Have you seen them? But you love them. You've seen me. Do you love me? You have not seen them, but you love them more. Are they different than me? Am I different than you? Are you different than them? So you need, for in order for you to say that you love any great person, any great name, likely like those names, you would need faith. And even if you had seen someone and you love them, you still need faith, because you haven't seen all of who you love. You love your wife. Have you seen all of your wife? All that's within her, all the places she's been, all the people she's known, all the people she's loved. Or the same could be said of your husband, um, or your partner. So it requires faith to both experience and perceive anyone, because there are parts of them that are beyond us. So the only real means or grounds of understanding is faith, because we that's it's but it's our prerogative to have faith. But but all I meant to say is that a lot of people would look at me and may or may not like me, may or may not love me, may or may not, but do not know me. Whether you like me or don't like me, you don't know me. But it actually takes faith to not like me, because there's still things that you don't know about me. So to not like me, it would actually take faith to, that might be like bad faith. So you're having bad faith when you don't like a person. You like a person, you have also faith, but now you have good faith. That might be because they're so handsome, or they remind you of this or that, or they have something about them that, but you now afford them good faith. So like maybe with what you call God, you afford God good faith, but you don't entirely understand God, because you'd have to be God. In order to be God, you'd have to have faith. In order to have faith, you have to love others as yourself. So until you get there, you're not God yet. The same could be true of what's called the devil. You have you have to have bad faith, or actually, if you had bad faith, you might appreciate the devil. So you'd have to have good faith, not to have faith in the devil. But it's still faith, because you don't entirely know all of what you're referring to as the devil, or you would have to be the devil to do so. Um, but all I meant to say is that there's a lot that we lose when we discount one another. But it can be appreciated that some people are marginalized. And a lot of that would be they likely look weak on some level. Something about them appears weak. Their ethnicity, their race, their sex, their gender, their profession, their background, their class. Something in that looks weak. Otherwise, we more so appreciate things that are strong. And so because we respect what's strong, and we appreciate and like what we respect, if not love it also. But so there would have to be something that I appreciate as weak. But sometimes even being great but being isolated is still weak. So a lot of us just simply nature. I saw somewhere that nature abhors weakness. A lot of things in nature that appear weak are attacked for the sake of being weak. It's an instinct in nature to attack what's weak, but it's also an instinct in nature to attack what's isolated, that is marginalized. So I was thinking, I was watching a video about like some this one's gonna run out of time, so I'm gonna jump into a next video to complete the thought.